and welcome to Sparkle and Chill. Hope you're having a great day. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Today we're just going to do a whip and chat, and whip stands for work in progress. And I started working on this with my this painting with my new tower that I built the other day on Sunday, and I'm just enjoying using it. So without any further ado, let's diamond paint. Okay, here we go. These are so fun, you guys. I am really enjoying this new set, so I should be working on Gus, but I've got this kitted up and I kind of want to work on it, so I'm going to work on this cute little pansy budget kit. I got this on Amazon, and yeah, and I'm liking it. I'm liking the way this new thing works. It's kind of amazing. I kind of knew that I was going to really like this, but the problem is I don't have enough of it to do all my paintings this way, and honestly I think I'm going to get spoiled working on this one. So what have you guys been doing today? I watched again, and I had watched this video once before, but I was really tired when I watched it, so it came across my channel again, or in my recommended watching, and so I watched it again. Whitney Diamond Paints, I think is her name, and she was funny, and she had some good points, and I really like her. She's kind of down to earth, and she kind of makes me laugh. She did this, she was talking about things that we need to stop doing, and whatnot, and about creators and whatnot. And while I don't agree with everything, I do agree with a lot of what she said. The only real thing that I was like, I don't agree with that, is what people do with their money that they make on with their diamond painting. Because basically, if somebody's working and they're doing their channel and they're getting paid money, and I've said this before, if somebody's getting paid for something, it's nobody's business what they do with that money. It's like, if you have a job, because some people do YouTube as their job, and if you do a job, there's no reason for anybody to know what you do with your money. What you do with your money is your business. What I did agree with her on was, people doing a bunch of diamond paintings, or unboxing a bunch of stuff, but never, and calling it a review, but never having put any drills on the canvas. It's not a review unless you've actually worked on the kit, right? You can't say something was good or bad if you just looked at it, right? Because you can test the paint, the glue with your finger and that kind of stuff, but you can't really say how good the canvas was or anything until you've actually put drills down. And that I do agree with. There's a lot of channels out there that just do a lot of unboxings, and I'm guilty of doing unboxings, but I've paid for every one of the ones I've gotten. And I hope when I do them that one of her other pet peeves was people showing things that people can't get, and that can be difficult too, so I do understand that. I also, though, a lot of people just have kits that they want to. I think if you're going to unbox something and you could no longer get it, it has to be, hey, I'm going to do my painting. I know this isn't available anymore, but I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to start working on it, or something like that, right? It's got to be that. There's got to be more of a purpose than just to show a kit that nobody can get. Hopefully everybody here understands, I do the kits that I get. I want to, it got me thinking, though, about things that I hadn't really thought about. She did kind of a skit on a short that was funny, and it was about, and she mentioned this in this video as well, and it was about small shops who send a creator a diamond painting, and then they send all sorts of little extras, but they don't do those same extras for their actual customers. And that could be really bad, because people look at it, they go, oh, this creator does all these nice things, and then they order it, and the store didn't do that for them too. That can be a bit disappointing for the person, you know, that they didn't get some little extras. Why is this not working? I am going to put in new wax because this isn't sticking. So that I totally get. So I'm not going to critique her whole thing, but those were just a couple of things that I took for it. I really like her, so she's funny. I've watched a few of her videos, and I think she's very funny. So if you haven't ever watched her, Whitney Diamond Paints, she's somebody that you know, and I think there's a lot of truth to the things that she talks about. And you know, I just say go and watch her channel to get the information that she's got out there. I've never, so I've heard a couple different people mention clicks in the diamond painting community, and I guess I don't really understand what they're saying, because I mean, I understand clicks, don't get me wrong, I understand what a click is, but I've never experienced it in the diamond painting community. Maybe I'm not looking to make friends with every diamond painter, or you know, whatnot. I don't know what they mean by click, other than, I guess somebody, if you have experienced that, in the comments below, explain to me what you mean by that, because I don't know any of the people that you know, other than, you know, comments that we make back and forth to each other. I don't know anybody personally in the diamond painting community, if that makes sense. I have a few people that I am acquaintances with, or would consider, you know, YouTube friends. I use that lightly, because we don't really know each other, right? We know of each other, we can be friendly, but we don't really know each other. And I'm not really into there being a lot of parasocial relationships. I mean, yes, I can be friendly with people, and I can like their channels, and I do. There's a lot of channels I really like, and I think of people friendly, but I don't actually know them. I can admire them. I could think that I really like their channel and I really appreciate them, but I don't really know anybody, you know, personally, other than through comments here and there. So I guess that's what I'm saying. So I think by operating that way, there's no way to really get your feelings hurt if somebody doesn't acknowledge you, or you don't know somebody, or you know, there's no way to feel left out if you're not looking for that in your. I do diamond painting, and I started my channel because I like to do diamond painting, and I like to show what I'm doing, and I do like to interact with people, but I'm not mean to anybody. I don't purposely ignore or jump on the bandwagon with any one person. I just am myself, and I try to be friendly and nice to everybody. Do I sometimes have differing opinions that maybe someone wouldn't like? Sometimes, probably. Maybe right now, who knows? But I did, the one thing that she said that was, and I know she was talking about situations where people had content behind paywalls. And I don't get that either. I don't think that's something that I would do. I don't know, but I mean, I think, why would anybody pay to watch my videos? I mean, I'm happy that people just watch them just because, you know, it's kind of fun to watch stats and see things happen, and you know, there's a lot of fun in that. But when it comes to making money once you're monetized, I don't, my firm belief is it real, you know, whether people put the money back into their diamond painting, which pretty much is probably what I'll end up doing, not because I feel like I have to, but because it will help me to do more things because I'll have the ability to pay for it, right? But if I go, say I earn some money and I go buy some fancy, you know, something or other, it's nobody's business. It really isn't. It's, you know, you earn your, YouTube is hard. And I don't mean as it's hard to make a video. I mean, it's a tough road. You know, there's constant, it's constant trying to come up with what you're gonna do and what you're gonna say and all of that stuff, right? I mean, it's one of those things that, especially for you know, it's difficult sometimes, and so and sometimes you're going to be rewarded, you know, if you do get monetized. I'm not monetized. I pay for everything that I do. But once I get monetized, I don't want to have to feel like every dime has to go back into the channel, because that's ridiculous. I've put a lot of money into the channel. If you knew how much money it costs just to get started, all of the kits and all of the, you know, everything that you do costs money. So why is it anybody's business what you spend the money that you earn doing it on? That baffles me a little bit. It really isn't anybody's business. So that's the one thing I do disagree with. If somebody's earning money on YouTube because they've monetized their channel, they've worked to do that, they've spent money to do it, and how they decide to spend their money is their business. It's nobody else's business how a person spends their money. And I will continue to say that forever, because I don't think anybody should judge anybody else for spending their money that they earn on what they want to spend their money on. This is just how I feel about it. I don't believe that anybody who makes a little bit of money on YouTube, because I mean, there might be some creators in the diamond painting community that make decent money, but my thought is this is a small arena in some ways, and like she did mention, you know, it's a little bit saturated as far as how many channels there are, and I think that'll thin out when people don't. I've already seen in the time that I've been doing it, I've seen several channels that I had watched in the beginning completely disappear. People either get bored with it, they don't monetize, so they disappear. So I mean, I think it's like anything else. The people who make it are going to be the people who just continue even when it's hard. Because it's hard. Some days it's hard. It's like, oh, maybe nobody likes me, it's time to go eat worms. You know, you get into those feelings sometimes when you don't get views, and you can feel pretty overwhelmed if you know, it's. To give you an example, when you know, I started in April of 2025, and I'm still not monetized, and I've put out now over 100 long form videos. That's a lot, and it's fine. I'm working at it, and I'm trying to just be, you know, I'm doing this for fun. It will be fun when I do monetize, and it'll be fun to see things grow. But I'm in it for the long haul, to have fun. I like meeting people. I like the conversations that happen. I like finding fun things to show people. I love diamond painting, and so it all kind of goes together. And whether it ends up doing anything, I had a friend tell me the other day, you should just give it up. You know, how much do you think and I said, well, I don't know what it's going to make, if it ever makes anything. Yeah, but you're spending a lot of money on it. You spend a lot of money on these diamond paintings and whatnot. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. I have spent a lot of money on diamond paintings. And if I was doing it to get paid back for that, then that would be another story. Or if I was trying to make it a business, so to speak. Yeah, but my goal is just if I could get it to pay for my diamond painting, you know. If I could get it to pay for my diamond painting, maybe a little extra. I'd love for it to pay for me to get to go on a retreat. I'd love to go on one of the diamond painting retreats. I'd like to set up a diamond painting retreat at the coast. That's something I kind of want to. I want to organize something like that at some point. Probably won't be this year, but it would be fun to organize something like that, and be able to do that. That would be fun. And so that's what I think for me, you know, the diamond painting, if money ever comes into the equation as far as getting paid, you know, by YouTube, then that's what I would want to save for, is to do stuff like that. And, you know, so just my little 2 cents on those kind of comments that I heard, because I was like, people saying people shouldn't make money doing it. I do. You know, the other thing she mentioned was something I talked about before, and that was people selling diamond paintings. You know, the people that are in the sneak peek program, where they get sent, you know, kits every week almost, and then you see them get destashed for more money than they should be, you know, for more than what they originally cost. And I agree with that. I don't think, I mean, I think it's sets a wrong thing to gouge people when you buy it, especially if you got it as part of. But on the other hand, that I've also said that, you know, what people do. I mean, they got paid in the currency of those kits, and so, you know, they're free to do whatever they want. It's just a little cringy, you know, to sell it for more, especially after gushing. She did say this, gushing about how much they couldn't wait to do it, and then they sell it. That's kind of cringy. But, you know, honestly, if they sold them at a reasonable price, you know, at Diamond Art Club's price, that would be better, because it would allow somebody who couldn't get it to get it at a reasonable price. But, you know, we live in a free market society here. And so people are going to do what they want to do, and they're going to profit how they can profit. And if they get a free kit and they decide to destash it, that's really their prerogative. So anyways, that's kind of what I was thinking about. I was watching that a little bit ago. I was waiting for a friend to call. I was getting ready to do my diamond painting, and I thought, what am I going to talk about? So that's a hard thing too. What to talk about? My life isn't that interesting. It's interesting in that, you know, if I could talk about my work, that would be interesting conversations, but I can't. So that makes it a little bit harder. I got to come up with normal things. Now, Millie, if I pick her up wrong, she just starts kicking her feet and scratching the heck out of me. I had to pick her up a little bit ago because she was doing something and she started doing that. I'm like, I've got to get her to stop doing this little kicking thing. It's like a little 2-year-old when you pick them up. Millie's doing really good. She's really playful. She settled down when I decided to I think when I start talking, if I just sit here and I'm too quiet, she whines. If I sit here and I start talking like I'm on a video, it's almost like she knows that I'm doing a video and she has to be quiet, and she'll just go lay down. So I got lucky that way. I had some pictures of my birds pop up in my feed today on Facebook, and I was like, oh, I miss my birdies. They were so cute and so fun. I wonder how they're doing. I need to call the people that have them and just see how they're doing. You know, I am glad it was the right decision because they were driving me a little crazy. They were so noisy. You know, in the beginning, a friend of mine said to me, well, you went a little crazy. When you had two, it probably wouldn't have been a big deal. And then you added two more, and then you added two more. And yeah, I went a little nuts. And that's because they're flock animals, right? And so they like to be in groups, and it's really fun when they're in a group. I have to find this and make sure what I've got here. This is really fun. Let's see. I am enjoying these though. These are really a game changer for real. People use that word a lot, game changer. Everything's a game changer these days. These truly are, because I'm telling you, not having to empty things back and forth and being able to just sit down and diamond paint. Now I just got to figure out how I end up with enough of these to have it be to get a lot of my kits done this way, because I only have one carousel, so I can't do it with everything. Nor, I mean, you know, I have stuff that I really should be working on my my Peggy Collins, because I've got to get it done. But I wanted to use my carousel, and it was sitting here calling my name. So I have a feeling it's definitely going to be my go-to storage for definite. Do you guys have any special or favorite storage that you like to use? I like this, and I like the bottles, the Art Dot cases, and they have lots of generic ones out there as well, so they don't have to be Art Dot. I have many that are not Art Dot but look like Art Dot, and to me there's no real difference. They all function pretty much the same way. And I do like them, but this has really been, when I did this here on Sunday, and afterwards I sat down and I got a whole bunch of this done. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so nice, because you're not fighting with things. And I missed a 7 over there, and it's so nice. You just open it up and so I'm glad it's Wednesday tomorrow. Hump day. We're over the hump tomorrow, but we got to get there first. It's a long day. Yeah, I do really like this. What's in the way here? Uh-oh, dropping things. That's nothing new, right? It wouldn't be a sparkle and chill video if I didn't drop something. When I was a kid, was kind of the joke. Wasn't really funny to me, but now it is. Every time I'd go over to my aunt's house, I would break something. I'm not kidding, and it wasn't intentional. It was just things would happen. I'd trip, something would drop, I'd knock something on the ground. It was just terrible. And it was just kind of funny, you know, that there is an 8 and a B. People, that's crazy wrong. No 8s and Bs on the same kit. So when I drop things, I kind of laugh, because I'm like, okay, some things never change. I'm a little bit of a klutz. when I was growing up, I was the one that ended up with stitches. I was the one that broke my leg. I was the only one. When I remember this one time when I was a little girl, and I was probably about 5 or 6 years old, and my sister was sick and complaining and not feeling good, and so my mom took us to the doctor's office to get my sister checked out, and the doctor looks at my mom and says, well, this one's okay, but this one's got pneumonia. Talking about me, and I hadn't complained at all. My mom's like, she isn't complaining of being sick. I just wasn't a complainer. I just kind of dealt with it, you know. I'm still that way. I get sick, and I just kind of go, oh, well, I'll be fine in a couple days. But it's kind of funny. I just love pansies, although I killed mine this year. Well, some of them are still alive out there, but we've had this hot summer. Today's really hot, and I didn't get out and water this morning. I'm going to have to water tonight. Hope they didn't all die today because I've had the curtains closed all day, but it has been so hot here in Oregon, and I think it was probably 97 was what I think it said, but it might have gotten hotter. I've had everything closed up and all the fans blaring and all the things. And is it hot where you guys are? Millie's up on the top of the couch. Don't you jump on that. You be careful. You can lay down up there, but be careful. Letter A. So, yeah, it's summer. I can't believe it's already August, or almost August. It's mid-July. It hasn't been too terribly hot until recently. It's been pretty mild. I mean, it's been warm, but it hasn't been excessively warm like we sometimes get. The last few years have been so weird. It's hard to really judge what's what. You know, a few years ago we had a summer that was so bad. I want to say it was 2017 or 2018 or 19, right in there somewhere. We had such a hot summer then that this summer's actually felt pretty cool in comparison to that. But today has been really hot, and I think it's because we had, normally I can handle it if I keep the drapes closed and all of that, then it can be pretty nice in here. But I think 2 days of hot weather becomes a problem. It just becomes a problem. You know, it's kind of weird, this painting, having to do these ones one at a time because of the way that they look like they're on one of those canvases where it's kind of uneven. And it's not really, it's just I've got to get them in there right. I'm hoping to sleep really good tonight. I didn't sleep great last night because it was so hot. I had the fan directly on me, and I don't sleep well that way. But this is coming out so nice. Now, this is just a cheapo. I should look it up, and I'll have the price of what it was when I come on next time. I'll try to remember to look it up. But I think it was, you know, $5 or below. Maybe it was a little more. I always think of, because I always put in the search on Amazon. What's the matter, baby girl? What's the matter? on the search on Amazon, you can put in how much you want to spend. And so I always put it as low as possible just to see what will pop up. And sometimes things are on clearance, you know, especially after a holiday. You can find all kinds of fun stuff after a holiday because the holiday ones go on sale. And, oh, there's still some over here. And, but these, I think, this one I think I just picked up because I liked it. You know, I don't know if it was on sale or anything when I got it. I got it a long while ago. I've got a whole, one of the things that she was talking about was people opening kits that you can't get anymore. And while I agree with that, I got a lot of kits that nobody's going to be able to get anymore because I bought them knowing that I wasn't going to open them as I do them. I've unboxed some stuff that are in the wings waiting to be done, like quite a few Diamond Art Club ones, and even a lot of budget kits that I've unboxed. And I'm trying not to do any real unboxings too often, unless they're going to be close in the next, you know, in getting them done. For that exact reason, people like to see them get done. I know a lot of people like to just watch unboxings, but I kind of like to see people diamond paint and like to see the paintings when they're done. And there's a lot of people who I think are the same way, because I've gotten comments, people enjoy seeing the kits get done. Threes. And I'm excited about these. That butterfly one that I started, actually there's two butterfly ones that I started that are budget kits. And I'm kind of contemplating if I can get them all I think I may move them into this as I get them done, just because this is so fun. Okay, these are threes. So what paintings are you guys working on? You guys working on anything special? You got any, are you working on a budget kit or a premium kit? I do have a Facebook group. It's not terribly active or anything. It's not anything, you know, major. And she did mention all the people wanting them to join their Facebook group. For me, it's just a fun place for people to be able to show what they're working on, and maybe chat a little bit, you know, more than just in the YouTube section, because you can't show your pictures on YouTube. Like, I can show you mine, but you can't show me yours, and what's the fun in that? I'd like to see what people are working on if they want to share it. So at the top of my YouTube page is a link to my Facebook page, and if you want to join, feel free. I just ask that there's no, you know, don't be rude or mean, or, you know, common sense, be kind. I watch I listen to Air One Radio, and one of the things that this guy CJ, who's one of the broadcasters, or what they call him, he always says, life is something about difficult to find kind people. If you can't find one, be one. And I really like that. If you can't find kind people, be a kind person. You will find your kind people. You know, it makes you feel better when you're kind, anyways, than when you're not. So I have been wanting to diamond paint. I kind of knew this was going to happen when I got my dog. I knew that it was going to get... I'm going to show you guys something. Okay, where'd she go? Look who's watching. What you doing, Millie girl? She just got up there. What you doing, Mills? You watching Mama? You watching Mama? I'm almost done. I got just a couple little bits to do, and then we'll be done. So, anyways, if you want to join the diamond Facebook page, please do. It's really just a place to show your diamond art, or look at other people's diamond art, or make comments that are, you know, not quite out on you know, YouTube. But I had seen other people had one, and I was like, oh, do I need to do that? And then I just thought it was a fun thing to start. I do agree that there's a lot of them out there, so I understand if people don't join. You know, people, you know, are on lots of them, but I just think it's a good way to kind of connect a little more than just me talking, to be able to see what other people are doing. So if you are so inclined, go on over, and it's just Sparkle and Chill on Facebook or something like that. At Sparkle and Chill, I think is what it is. Just look up Sparkle and Chill, or go to that link and it'll take you right to it. Millie, I'm almost done, baby. But Mama needs to do something. I knew this was going to happen when I got her. I'm like, it's going to impede my diamond painting, but this is what happens, is she gets all wanting to be right in the middle of everything. And unfortunately, my area, you know, you drop drills and stuff, and she's a puppy. When she's older, it won't be such a big deal, but as a puppy, they put everything in their mouths, everything. And I'm afraid when diamonds fall or whatnot, that she's gonna ingest them. And there's diamond paintings over here that are, you know, in boxes on the floor, that she's not really allowed over here most of the time. So it's fine that it's where it is. I just have to make sure she stays, you know, in the other area, unless she's being monitored very well. So she's mostly gated in the other room. As you can see, in the other room, it's all one big room, but I've got the area gated off, so she can't get over here pretty much at all, unless we're, you know, getting ready for bed or whatnot. She can't come over here. There's too much stuff, huh, Millie? Huh, Millie girl? I'm almost done. Just a few more colors. Every diamond painter's comment, just a few more colors. I'm just going to work on this little flower. So if you're new here, say hi. I always like to hear from you. If you watched this far, I'm almost done here. I'm running out of steam as far as what to say. As you can probably tell, it's the Ramblin' Kimberly show. I'm sorry about that one. I start getting tired. I start not making sense, I think. Oh gosh. Okay, where's the bees? This is gonna be cute though. I did one of my first ones. One of the it was a butterfly one that had pansies, and it was really pretty. I'll have to show it to you guys. It was one of the first ones I did when I first started diamond painting, and I have it hung up in my room. I just love it. It's so pretty. It was just a budget kit. That's why I tell people, you don't have to buy premium kits to enjoy diamond painting and to have nice kits. They maybe don't have resin drills and all the frills and the specials, but they do turn out really well a lot of times if you pick the right ones. The key is to get things that don't have a bunch of itty-bitty things that don't show up. I think people get frustrated with budget kits if they buy the wrong ones, because they don't have, they have too much detail, and you can't fit that much detail in that small of a thing without it looking pixelated. and sometimes even unrecognizable of what you're doing. But if you get ones that have nice size pictures, or, you know, big enough details, they turn out quite nice. I've sent a few back. I ordered this horse one a long while ago that I thought was going to be so nice, but it was too small. There's no way it was going to turn out, so I sent it back. Amazon's like, why are you sending it back? I'm like, because the rendering's too small. That's the one. Yeah. There's only one. These are great though, you guys. I now can say, when I first got these, I wasn't sure how I was going to like them. But these little red 2 trays, I like them. And I do like, I had somebody say they didn't like these little white things. I do hold it because of the little incident I had the other night. I hold on to it to make sure they don't flip. But I do like them. I think it makes it, especially for, and this kit's, I'm in the middle of a confetti area. These kits, when you got confetti, this really does kind of make it much easier. You're just opening up a different tray and shaking it to get the diamonds where you want. And I think it's great. I think it's a really good upgrade from what I was doing before. I'm afraid I'm going to get spoiled with it though, because I don't have enough of these to get up all my projects in. And right now I was counting the other night, and I think I have like 7 different whips going. And they're not all like, some are mini kits and some are, you know, kits that I started a couple of these budget kits up to do a couple demonstrations. Well, one of the demonstrations didn't end up going up because I ended up replacing it with doing the other one, but I had to open a whole new kit to do the second one. So, you know, mistakes were made when I did that one. And so, you know, I just was like, okay, I got to do it to where it looks right. And so we're just gonna, but I do love this new kit. It is, these trays are nice. I enjoy not having to fumble with setting the drills back and forth. Like I said, I think it's gonna make it hard to do those other ones because of that. And it's gonna make it hard. I'm gonna be kind of like, I'm gonna want it in these. But I do like the portability of the other way. You can't take this with you somewhere, you know. I guess you could, but it would be a lot to take with you. But let's do this to cover. I want to get this flower done so we can see one flower. It's only going to be partial flower. Millie laid down up there. She's like, I'm waiting for you. She's such a good dog, you guys. I got really lucky. She's completely housebroken. She's only 4 months old. Well, I think she's 4.5 now. On the 16th, she was 4 months old. So maybe she's not quite 4.5. But she's been potty trained since she was 8 weeks old. Actually, I got her at 7 weeks. And she really only had 2 accidents, and she figured out the potty pads real quick. I'm one of these crazy dog moms that I'm not letting her out on the ground outside until she's had all her shots. If you've ever had a dog get parvo, you understand my reluctance to let her out till she's fully vaccinated. We lost a dog years ago to that awful disease, and so she's just not going out until she's had all her shots. And today I was thinking about it. I'm like, you know, it's really nice not having to take her out every time I turn around. So, although she will start to get trained to go outside, I'll probably keep the area, you know, for her. Oh gosh. Because I do like the versatility it gives me. I work from home, and sometimes I don't want to use it. With my last dog, every break I was spent taking the dog out, because every break she needed to go potty or wanted to go outside. I don't know if it was a ploy or if she really actually needed to go, or if she just wanted me to take her out every time. But it got to be where I didn't really get breaks. I had to take her out, so I kind of like that I don't have to take her out every time. I am going to like getting to take her out and make this a little less, get her used to doing it, but this wax, I don't think I got enough in there. I think that's my problem. But we're almost done, so I'm not going to change. I'm not going to worry about it right now. We'll just get these put on, so we can look and see how it looks with the light off. She's so sweet. She's just taking a nap up there. And that's fine. I'd let her be over here, but there's just too much for her to get into. Oh gosh. I had a little diamond in the wrong place. I do like these for the small amount of when you have just a small amount. It's much nicer than having a great big cage and then they're all scattered everywhere. Okay, and now we just have, let's do the K's. Didn't get enough on there. It's kind of a thing figuring out how to get these to do what you need them to do. But the thing is, when you kind of need to do that with that, with that already done, because once you snap that, then they pop a little bit, so there's a little bit of a learning curve, but nothing too terrible. Yeah, these are K's. So again, if you guys have watched this far, put a flower in emoji in, or are there any questions you guys have about this? This was really easy. It's really rudimentary. It's not as good as well done as the gal who I originally saw do this. She didn't actually do a video. She just showed hers in a Facebook post, and I already had everything. I already had the 5-2s or the K2s. I think that's what they're called. Is it K2s? Red 2s. I don't know where I got K. Well, I'm working on the letter K. Maybe that's where it came from. She had gotten the other stuff and did this first. I would say her name and everything, but she was actually in a private group as just a posting in Facebook, and so you're not really supposed to talk about or give names of people in other groups, so I can't really do that. What, baby? I'm almost done. You're being a good girl. Yes, you are. You're a good girl. Uh-oh, that one was upside down. But these kits, like I said, I love a good budget kit. You know, whether are they going to go on the wall? Maybe, maybe not. Although I've got a couple that are on my wall in my room. Because they do turn out, sometimes they don't turn out great, but oftentimes they turn out really nice. What's the matter, baby girl? taking too long, she says. But I got a diamond paint. I got to. I got to, baby. I know. It's terrible. You guys have any pets that bother you when you want a diamond paint? She's starting to really get it upset. She's like, she's actually most of the time pretty good. There was only two. See, this is confetti. There was only 2 of those. And if I was boring them in and out, not that, I actually like confetti. I'm kind of weird that way. I get bored doing, when I did the Frosty the Snowman one, I was bored to tears. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't care if I see another white drill. And so I am one who likes to have variety. I like it to change up a bit, but this does make it a lot easier. I didn't mind, you know, doing the trace switch and stuff, but this will make it go a little faster. And like I've always said, I'm not trying to be fast, or, you know, but now with a little, I think I'm gonna have to add some more wax to this. I think that's all this needs. It's a little bit more wax, and we'll be good. It's not picking them up the other way. Oh my goodness. My poor little baby. Oh, Millie Bug. I just got to get the 4s done, and then the D's, and that's all that's left. And there's only a couple of each. But this needs to be shaped. All right, folks, we're winding down. You're going to get to see the section here in just a minute. I would have just stopped talking a little bit ago, but because I'm sure I'm boring the heck out of you. If you're still here, thank you. I'm sorry I'm being so boring. And now you're listening to my little dog whine. Millie, no. No whining. I'm almost done. I got 3 drills to put down. 2 D's and I'm done for the night. Okay? Okay. Just give me 2 seconds. I do love this little carousel. Oh my gosh. This was a good thing to do. I'm glad I saw the thing on building the carousels. Honestly, once I got them, I'm like, well, I like them, but how am I going to use them? Because they didn't come in any kind of box to hold them up, and I knew if I stood them up, they were just going to fall over. And so this solves that problem, having something to put them in. All right, let's see what it looks like. Ooh, do you see that? Oh, I like it. Yeah, this is going to be pretty. This is going to be real pretty. All right. Well, thank you for watching. If you got this far, show me some love with a heart or a flower or something, or maybe a whining dog. Oh, goodness. Please like, subscribe, share if you wish, and look forward to talking to you guys soon. Have a great evening, or morning or afternoon, whatever time it is for you today. Bye now.